takes place in the context of this visit to Bahrain. It's a visit that we have organized in order to prepare the ground for the visit of my president in October. So we are organizing a number of initiatives to have a roadmap in place. I do have formed with my good colleague and counterpart from Bahrain, aiming to create the institutional framework that would enable enhancement of the bilateral relations on a number of fields and sectors of the economy, trade, tourism, education, and so on and so forth. At the same time, we had the opportunity to discuss a plethora of issues relating to the region, regional matters, which of course affect both of our countries. And I was very pleased to reach the conclusion that we are very much aligned, Bahrain and the Republic of Cyprus, on the way we approach many of these issues, if not all. And we are relying and insisting rather primarily on collaboration, cooperation, security, and stability. These are the factors that will be creating prosperity. There is great potential we have identified in terms of maritime, in terms of tourism. There is an excellent connectivity that goes back to 1982 when Gulf Air started direct flights to Cyprus. There is now connection of 4 times a week, which we hope it could increase. So tourism is one relevant factor. Of course, it should and could be reciprocal because Bahrain has a lot to offer in terms of itself being a very attractive tourist destination. So tourists from Cyprus to Bahrain, and the connectivity always helps. In addition, there is a very strong business-to-business cooperation going back decades at the construction service sector rather. There are many Cypriots that have been working here, have been helping to develop this beautiful island. So there is elements there of cooperation as well. And both countries have embraced in recent years the new wave of technology with financial technology companies, with startups. We are both very active in this field. For my country, around 14%, that's 14% of the GDP relates to fintech. So there is opportunity there to connect the two systems, the two countries, especially at the service provision sector. We are both service providers, and we believe that there is opportunity to use both countries as gateways, on the one hand for the European Union through Cyprus, and on the other hand through Bahrain to certain countries in the Gulf. In the plan we have in place, business delegation representatives will be accompanying my president, but we should not forget that the private sector most of the time is well ahead of the public sector in terms of creating the necessary contacts. And I made reference earlier to the fact that there is a very strong and vibrant Cypriot business community that has been active in Bahrain for a long time now. And normally they are very, very quick to identify the opportunities with their counterparts in the private sector in Bahrain as well. So we are going to encourage these business contacts. We are going to try and facilitate them, and we are also going to send a very important message, which I think is the backbone for any kind of increase in trade activity, that this is a very secure, stable, and with great potential market, which our business community should be looking towards with a very positive mindset. We see a great opportunity for businesses here, and of course in Cyprus, Bahraini companies, for the reason I just mentioned earlier. We are both acting as gateways to different regions and as bridges. Education is a very good example. For example, in Cyprus we have 12 universities and a number of research institutes. We have centers of excellence identified and classified as such by the European Union. Cyprus is, for every euro that is being put into research, this produces 6 euros as an outcome. So we are first in the European Union in terms of how our investment into research yields results. So there is a lot of activity taking place, and especially in relation to cutting edge areas of the economy, artificial intelligence, and so on. So there is a very good field in place for cooperation in terms of education, and this is something that we believe could be advantageous to both countries. We have a scheme in place right now in terms of offering scholarships to countries with which we have very close relations, so that could be starting a process of flow of students. But of course, the institutional arrangement through an agreement, an MOU, was to different universities from both sides, and we have supported in full Bahrain's free visa regime in relation to the European Union. We now have the cascade in place with the 5-year period. We are bound by the rules of the European Union as regards visa facilitation, and there is no room for any member states to deviate. Cyprus is not part of the Schengen zone, and this is something which for us is very important to try and make whatever is possible to enter into the Schengen zone. There is a lot of planning and activity and implementation taking place as we speak, and hopefully in the very, very near future we would be able to conclude that process, which would naturally create even better opportunities for people from third countries, from the region, to visit Cyprus. The Republic of Cyprus has recognized Palestine since 1988, so we are very clear as to our political stand on this issue. But of course, we all have to take into account that the implementation of that political position and the materialization depends a lot on being pragmatic as to the security situation on the ground and as to how we can make sure that what happened on October 7th is no longer possible. So yes, we support the Arab plan. Yes, we support all the efforts leading towards the two-state solution, but we need to make sure that this happens quickly and we have an end to the war, to the conflict, to the loss of human life. Moving to Syria, Syria is it's a very complex situation. We are all very concerned about what's happening, but more so about what's going to happen in the foreseeable future. Syria is a close neighbor of the Republic of Cyprus. It's just 65 nautical miles away. So we are affected by anything that's taking place on the ground: security, export of radicalism, migration, respect of sovereign rights of neighbor countries in terms of delimitation and so on. So Syria for us, it's a very important file, and Cyprus will always maintain its interest on what's happening in Syria, and through that we would be able to bring the Syria issue on the agenda in Brussels. There are not many European countries that would do that, so we are trying to be positive, and we are only asking for one simple thing, which I think it's reasonable for everyone in international relations. All neighbors want to have good neighborly relations between them. This is all we ask. And this is, I think, a very fair position, and we want to make sure that we are facilitating, but at the same time, we are asking this very simple principle to be adhered to.